So 2 months before she passed on, I was very down. I just felt like I was confused. I was in pain. I was in fear. So one of my former colleague and my best friend saw that my countenance has actually changed at work, and she advised me to go talk to someone. However, I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm fine. You are there. I can talk to you. But then after she shared her experience of seeing a psychologist, that's when I realized it might actually help me.
Hello and hello, welcome back to There Is Still Hope. Thank you for joining me today on my channel. To anyone who's new, I am Ndalenga and I am the founder of There Is Still Hope, a place where we are encouraged to move away from past sorrows, places of defeat, places of discouragement, and move on to live a life that matters, a life of purpose. And the slogan of There Is Still Hope is get up, dust off, heal, and leave. And I have someone who's going to join me. We'll be discussing the healing part, one way of healing, which is through therapy. There was a time I actually thought therapy was for people with big problems, for people who are crazy, or perhaps being a Christian, I thought, well, therapy is for people who have no faith, or perhaps people who are broken. Little did I know therapy can actually benefit anyone, from needing clarity concerning your life, or perhaps something that you don't understand. It can be your personality, your temperament, anything that concerns you. Even with goal setting, you can see a psychologist for all of this. Well, it is beneficial to each and every one of us. And today, I am joined by someone who's going to give us the insight of her journey with a psychologist. If this is anything that interests you, please stick around. Welcome to There Is Still Hope. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
This video has been long overdue and I'm actually glad we're doing it this time.
Finally.
Well, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Ndalenga, well known as Maggie. And what can I say? I'm an aunt, I'm a sister, and I'm a social runner. So yeah.
Welcome. Someone out there might not know what therapy really is and why is it important. What would you say therapy is and why is it important?
Okay, in a nutshell, in my own understanding, therapy is a process of meeting up with a trained mental health profession to resolve problematic feelings or beliefs or patterns in your life that you just feel that does not benefit you anymore. So yeah, that is what therapy is.
Why is it important?
It's important because it really helps you move forward in life. For example, if you're stuck, and also help you self-reflect and also understand yourself, know yourself better, and also how to become more productive at work if you probably have issues at work, and also just make you realize your behavior or your patterns in life that are not benefiting you at all.
You actually spoke about mental health professions. Who are these people?
Mental health professions are, for example, counseling or clinical psychologists or psychiatrists, just to mention a few. There are registered with the Health Council, the Psychology Health Council of Namibia, and they are trained to listen to their clients and prompt them so that they can understand them in a deeper manner. They don't give you advice, but they guide you through the process. That's why it's called a process, because it's something that you need to go through. It's not just a once-off thing. And seeing a psychologist is a personal process, and it's also a healing process. It does not have an end, but at least it helps you live a better life than you were before.
Okay. So what you're saying is that they do not make the decisions for you, but they rather give you the guidance through the process.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Tell us, what led you to see a psychologist?
8 years ago in 2013, somebody that raised me got very sick. So, and later on she passed on. So 2 months before she passed on, I I was very down. I just felt like I was confused. I was in pain. I was in fear. So one of my former colleague and my best friend saw that my countenance has actually changed at work, and she advised me to go talk to someone. However, I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm fine. You are there. I can talk to you. But then after she shared her experience of seeing a psychologist, that's when I realized it might actually help me. So my sister's sickness actually led me to see a psychologist because I was not doing well at work at all.
Didn't you find it strange that you had to go share your life with a total stranger?
Yeah, that's what I thought at the beginning. But I told myself I had nothing to lose. I was not going to pay for it because the medical aid was paying as well. So I told myself, let me try it out.
Well, the most interesting part. Tell us about your journey with a psychologist.
Okay, I'll say my journeys because so far I've seen 3 psychologists. And the first one, the one that I said previously that a friend referred me to her, was an elderly lady, and in that she was retiring from counseling. So when I went to her, she was mostly like a mother to me. So I started seeing her 2 months before my sister passed, as well as after her death. So most of the time, especially the first days, all I go do is just cry and cry and cry. And the good part is she didn't restrict me to only 1 hour because she looked at me like her daughter. So I think that's what I really needed, a mother figure to just comfort me during that time, because that's because of the issues that I was going through. Through her session, I realized that I had past issues that I needed to work on, and my sister's sickness or death was just a trigger that caused it. I actually realized that I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and she referred me to a psychiatrist to get medical assistance. And while I went to see a psychiatrist, I was also seeing her at the same time. But I didn't stay long at the psychiatrist because I only took the tablets for a few months. And then with her, I still continued the journey for the whole year until she went on retirement. She really helped me during that time, and I think she was just the right person for me that time because she really embraced me like a mother. Okay, and the second psychologist I went to was a young lady, almost the same age as me. And the same friend that referred me to the first one referred me to her because I used to call her and complain about work, that I'm bent down, that I'm stressed. I'm not feeling it. So she referred me to this one again. And because I trust her judgment, I went to see her. And what I've learned from her session was that I was an overthinker. I overanalyze things, but mostly in a negative way. So I had to learn how to think and analyze things in a positive way. She gave me books to read as well, and also just to evaluate my behaviors on how I deal with things, how I respond to people. Unfortunately for me again, she had to move out of town because she had to go open a practice elsewhere. And me going to talk to her felt like I was talking to a colleague or a friend, not necessarily a friend, but a sister, because she was almost the same age as me. Okay, my third journey of seeing a psychologist was 2019. I was referred to another friend of mine. She's also a registered psychologist. And when she told me it was a man, I was a bit on a no. But she also told me her experience with him and, how he helped her. She's a psychologist, but she's still going to see another psychologist as well. So I trusted her judgment as well. So I went to see him. And like I said, most of my psychologists just come at the right time. Talking to him, I was like talking to my father. Through the sessions I had with him, that's when I realized that I've actually not dealt with my sister's death. And during that same month as well, I had a very painful heartbreak. So I sort of had 3 losses. A lover, per se, my sister and my father. So I had to deal with all those things at the same time. So he really helped me through that process. That's also when I learned that I need to have a hobby to help me cope with life. That's how I started running. And also how I've just become adventurous. And I've also learned through his sessions that I put myself in a box, and then I was all frustrated because I feel like I'm not doing the things that I want to do. So so I needed to get out of that box so that I can just go out in the world and do what I want to do.
Listening to what you just narrated now, you have been seeing psychologists almost throughout a period of time. And these psychologists were not only dealing with one thing. First of all, they kept bringing up what they think is you need to work on. And the other thing is they keep dealing with different things. So one would ask, why would you want to be seeing a psychologist in every happenings of your life?
Okay, for me, I realized that seeing a psychologist is like going to the gym or going to the doctor, because when you are physically ill, you go see a doctor, and every time you get ill, you are prompt to go see a doctor. Or if you want to change your diet, you go to the gym, you start running, you start cycling, or you start swimming.
Exactly.
So I realized the importance of my mental health, because events that happens in our life sometimes are events that we do not know how it will affect us. So sometimes as human beings, not all of us have the same strength level to cope with certain things. So, okay, some of us, we may need help. Another person might not go to a psychologist. If a certain event happens in my life and I know that it's affecting my work, it's affecting my relationship with people around me, it's affecting the way I do life, that's when it hits me that I need to go see somebody just who is more objective and who is more willing to listen to me, that can also help me, give me a clear perspective of life instead of just giving up.
What are the changes that you saw after seeing therapy?
I smile better. The changes that I've noticed is that I became more assertive. I'm not afraid of people, not in a rude manner, but in a very polite way. The other thing is I've also become self-aware. I know my personality. Like for the first and the second psychologist, they actually did a personality test on me. And for somebody also that is very introvert, per se, I've learned to be very social. Sometimes I can go to an event not because I want to be there, but because I'm a human being and I'm not an island. I need to socialize with people. And I've also learned to realize that how people treat me, that I should not take it personally, because some people are going through issues and I should just learn how to understand them, but also not allow it to become a norm for them to treat me the way that they want to. Yes, and there's a lot of things that have really changed. I've also become a social runner just through therapy. I've become confident in some of the things that I thought I wouldn't do. I can actually do them as well. The other thing that I've noticed as well, I've become vulnerable to people that are really close to me, because I was really closed off. Like, you can be my best friend but not necessarily know what I'm going through or what I like or what I don't like. So just the fact that I can open up to people that are within my circle, it's something that really helped me also become a better person. Yeah, I've also learned to see life in a very positive manner, that things may happen in our life, but it's still up to us to make sure that we either take on this journey with the help that is offered around us, or we give up on the journey.
Wow. Actually, one thing I'm picking up is that mental health is very, very important. And sometimes we just leave it to like, oh, that's how I am, or I just reason that way. But it's not because you reason that way. There might be something that happened in your life that actually makes you to reason that way, or rather to act that way, or maybe just to behave in a certain manner. And sometimes you do not know, or you cannot pick up what really caused that. But going to a psychologist, they can actually give you more insight of your behavior or why you reason the way you do, and perhaps also kind of like give you clarity on how you can solve the matter. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, like we said previously, it's not only when you have problems, it's also maybe when you have a decision and you're stuck, you don't really know what, must I go right or must I go left? So you just need clarity, and you just need clarity on what you need to do, or you just maybe you have seen a pattern in your life that you're not very happy with, and you just want to change that pattern.
Guys, mental health is very important, because when we are overwhelmed, when we are depressed, when we are confined in an uncomfortable place, a place of confusion, we are not at our best, and we can't really give out the best. We can't be good employers. We can't be good people in relationships. We can't just relate to people well, because we are mentally unwell. See you after the break. It's all about giving hope to the nation. It's all about giving hope to the next person. If you are that person who's sitting with a story of hope, a story of victory, and you are that overcomer that have overcome what could have killed you or what could have left you impaired, reach out to me. I'll leave my email in the description box, or reach out to me on my Facebook, and let's talk about it right here on There Is Still Hope. What are your final words?
I would strongly recommend that if you are going through something in life, or you just feel like you need help, don't suffer in silence, seek help. And seeing a psychologist, it's a journey, it's a process. Some of us, or some of you, might have probably gone to psychologists and they're not helped you, but you can still go shop around, because they are also human beings like us. So shop around, ask for referrals, and you might have a bad experience from one psychologist, but another psychologist might help you better. And for me, all 3 psychologists have been heaven sent. I did not have any problems with them, and I really thank God for that. And I also have a very good support system. So seeing a psychologist and having a good support system, be it pastors, be it friends or colleagues, has really helped me live a better life and just to know myself better. Yeah.
We can do better when we are mentally strong. Well, you have said it all. I really have nothing more to say. Rather, just to tell you that don't suffer in silence, like she said. Don't carry your burden all alone. Don't just be there thinking there's no help for you. There's definitely help out there for you. Just as you are sick physically, go to a doctor, or you are spiritually sick, you go to see your pastor. You also need to take care of your mental health, and you need to see a mental health professional when you are mentally ill. So guys, if you don't know where to go, reach out to us. We will refer you to someone who can assist you. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for your time. To my subscribers, thank you for joining me again today. To anyone who's new, I am Ndalenga, and this is There Is Still Hope. Do subscribe and become part of the family. Till next time, from me, Ndalenga,
And me, Maggie.
it's a bye-bye from us.
Bye.